Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time.
It's all about what does it take to break you.
The Tennessee Volunteers beat Alabama. It's fair to say that the state of Tennessee owns Alabama this year. And I don't care how you feel about it. Because we even came up to Nashville, took an L to Vandy, and when it came up there to Neyland Stadium yesterday, and took an L to the Volunteers. So hell, Tennessee owns Tuscaloosa. Let's be frank. Let's be frank. And Georgia takes down Texas with ease. Still the number one dog, in my opinion. Will they be ranked number one? Don't think so. I think Oregon will get it, but Georgia, y'all cooking. Y'all cooking. But before we move further with the show, I'm going to bring on my man Van.
Alabama is back as the champion.
What a catch! Devontae Smith.
Risky throw picked off by Patrick Surtain.
Oh, snap. Thought I had him up. I be tripping, my bad. What's up, Van?
What's up, man?
Man, what a day, what a day, what a night, what a night,
I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I used to like to go hang out in Chattanooga, Tennessee, some, but I'm afraid to go up there right now. I'm afraid they'll find out I'm from Alabama, beat my ass, and put my
it's gonna leak out
in the river too, man.
You know it'll leak out.
Damn, we can't get a W in Tennessee right now.
I ain't never seen him in the chat. Hey, my man, how about them dogs?
Hey, how about them, man? Hell of a win for Georgia last night, man.
Hey, what that boy name was? Walker last night. That boy gonna be rich. That boy gonna get rich.
That man said, "Hey NFL, look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me."
And last night, what Georgia displayed on defense is the reason why I see why a lot of them guys go to Georgia, bro. Because they still got that. Kirby Smart still bringing that old school mentality on the defensive side of the ball. And as an Alabama fan, you can't deny that. You can't deny. Yes, they came out slow. That happens. We see what's going on with our Alabama Crimson Tide. This shit happens. But what they displayed last night was, damn, this old school mentality still works somewhere.
I agree with what Greg Hanks said right there. Texas never played a team like us. You damn right. And you know what? Georgia had a weird loss against Alabama early, and my hat's off to the coaching staff and the players because they did not let one loss determine their season. They've come out, and they've gotten a little bit better every week, and all of a sudden they were firing on all cylinders when they played number one ranked Texas last night, man. Georgia looked like a two-peckered rooster, man. They was hitting on everything that was moving last night. I'm telling you what's true. Like that defense looked like 2021 Georgia defense. That was a killer mentality, man.
Hey, Van, I hate to have to do this to you. Can you hold it down for a little bit? I got step away Jeff for a quick minute.
Oh, ain't nothing but a thing, man. Let's go with it. I'll talk to the folks in the chat.
All right. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna try to be quick at least.
You good, brother? Go for it.
All right.
Hey, shout out to you, Ken. Your Tennessee Volunteers did it, man. They did it. You try to tell everybody. I was on the fence about it. I ain't been real confident about Alabama in about 3 weeks. I ain't real confident going forward. I'll be honest with you. I put some on the coaching staff. I put some on the players. I mean, it's frustrating as a fan, but y'all know me. I ain't never gonna try to tell y'all how to feel. If you're mad about it, be mad about it. I understand that mentality. I'm a little mad about it myself. Me personally, I don't want to fire the board just yet. I ain't there yet. I might fire the offense coordinator at the end of the year. I don't think we did enough as an offense last night. Well, ain't no thinking to it. We didn't do enough as an offense last night. The defense played solid the first half of the game, put us in position to have a big lead, and we couldn't take advantage of it. I didn't understand Sheridan letting Milroe throw the ball 45 times. He's not that type of quarterback. You got to take advantage of his athleticism, run the ball, and then move off the play action pass and let him hit the big plays. That's kind of what he does. He's not going to dink and dunk it all night. He's not that type of guy. But yeah, back to Georgia. Yeah, they tore Texas ass up. And you look ahead at Georgia right now and you say, are they the best team in the country? Could be. I wouldn't bet against them. I never do. I never bet against Georgia because I know what kind of program they've got. The SEC's still pretty wide open right now. Tennessee's still in the mix. They're not playing super great ball, but they did enough to win. Sometimes teams can grow and get better from that. Clearly, Alabama didn't learn anything from their Vanderbilt loss. The Tennessee loss hurt me more than the Vandy loss because Vandy come out and jumped on us early, and we just tried to fight back in and couldn't. We were in the game all night last night and couldn't do a damn thing about it. So the lack of discipline, I mean, there's so much to grapple about. But, you know, there's no wrong answers. This ain't a show where y'all got to worry about us trying to go crazy on y'all. If y'all say something weird in the chat, we don't care, man, because we don't have the answers either. We ain't in the coaching meetings. We're not in the staff meetings. We're not in the locker room. We don't know the answer. We don't know what's going on exactly. So there ain't no wrong answers. Speak what you feel. Everything's welcome here. 6-0. I don't disagree with you. Me and Eric D was kind of talking about it in the chat. Jalen Milrose not living up to the expectations, but he kind of is what we kind of thought he was. I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete who can make big plays, but he's kind of gotten away from doing it with his legs out of the pocket. He's holding on to the ball a little too long. He's targeting the same receiver over and over. And I understand Williams he's a generational talent, but at the same time, you can't just keep targeting the same player over and over and over again. There's other great players out there. And this is going to be a hell of a college football season. We're in what, week 8? We're in week 8 right now. And Georgia looks like world beaters again. Oregon's still playing solid football. Ohio State ain't out of it by no means. There's a lot of good teams still playing. Y'all know me. I like to keep up with some of the smaller schools. UNLV still rolling right now. BYU still undefeated. They just keep finding a way to win. They're battle tested. They don't play the kind of teams that are in the SEC, but my hat's off to them because they keep finding a way to win. Army and Navy still undefeated. This 12-team playoff is going to bring us some crazy football, I believe. And shout out to the LSU Tigers, by the way. They shut down Arkansas in a way I hadn't seen Arkansas shut down. Arkansas's record really wasn't an indicator of how well they've played teams at certain times this year. They've really not been out of any ball game they played until yesterday, and LSU just kept finding a way to gain momentum and get a bigger lead. LSU's getting better right now. Do I believe they can beat Georgia? No, I don't. But time will tell. Their defense is getting better. So let me read these comments here. Yeah, Greg Hank, I believe Georgia had 5 sacks on Texas. Don't quote me. That sounds similar. I think it was 5 to 7, somewhere in there. Somebody correct me because I didn't keep up. My energy was gone after the Tennessee game. You know, being a Bama fan, I was zapped. I watched about a half of that Bama-Texas game, and I kind of knew where that was going. Let's see what we got here. Eric D., who's always got good comments here. He said, Van, we are underutilizing our entire team on offense because of Sheridan and Milroe. Kendrick Law is an animal weight. Dude, I agree with that. I really do. Because you've seen on the little design run play we give him yesterday, he eat up some yardage to the outside. We're not utilizing enough our ability to attack the edges. There's so many things we can find at fault right now with Alabama. I hate the play calling. I absolutely hate it. There's no way Milroe should be throwing 45 passes in a game. He's not that guy. He's a great athlete who can make plays with his legs and can get it done deep down the field on busted coverage and, you know, some designed run like RPO stuff that will freeze the safeties, hit the big play. He's not going to pick a team apart. He's not that guy. I mean, he's created some great moments for us at Alabama, and I don't want to disrespect him. I'm not scared to hurt people's feelings because truth is he's played really bad for 2.5 weeks now. But I don't want to disrespect and forget what he's done for Alabama either. You know, the grave digger against Auburn, I mean, he's played Georgia really well at times. What do we do, going for? Okay, Tom Reed just verified 7 sacks. Yeah, that's amazing. 7 sacks against Texas that's crazy. That defense is getting crazy. Pac-12 Bama, said Todd Colburn. You're not wrong. All right, let's see what 6-0 had to say here. It says, it seems like players have lost respect to the coach. Someone explained to me the purpose of the ridiculous fake injury. Oh, brother. I was ashamed to be an Alabama fan when that fake injury happened. And I know other teams are doing it, but damn it, I expect more from Alabama than that shit. I really do. Excuse my language, but I expect more than that. That's not Bama football. And I'll put that on the head coach. And I don't want him fired immediately. I want to see him run through a few recruiting cycles, get his type of guys in, and see where the program's at. 3 years from now, we may say he ain't it. Or we may go, hey, he's doing a pretty good job. We don't know yet. But that right there ain't Alabama football, and I do not like that. That is not the standard at all. Roll Tide and Rise Up, my brother. Salute to you. He said Sheridan is Bill O'Brien 2.0. Yes, he is. Throw the ball way too much when you got good running backs. Y'all remember when Bryce Young was there, and Bryce Young was an amazing quarterback, won a Heisman for us. But come on. Run the ball when you got good running backs and dictate the game, man. Control the pace, control the tempo. Let's see here. Eric D. Caleb Odom is MIA. Why are we not using him in the red zone? It's a great question. You get that big body player like that, and you throw him a high ball in the end zone and you try to score. I mean, high pointed. I mean, you see it in the NFL every week. And NSJ is back. What's up, brother?
What's going on? So, Eric D, the Caleb Odom question. I was seeing a lot of stuff where he reposted what people tweets is how they kept talking to Ryan Williams, especially the one he threw the interception in. Yes, it was one-on-one coverage, but the man was on him like a freaking blanket. And I believe Caleb Odom was out there on that play, or if he went out, I can't remember. But yes, definitely on those plays like that, you put the bigger body receiver out there, you high pointed for him. You know what I'm saying?
You really do.
Not Eric D, but Ryan Williams cannot continue to be the go-to guy. Like,
no,
I understand, dude is getting open, but sometimes that dude is shit. They own him. They own him sometimes too. So, man.
Brother, you can take this and run wherever you want to. I've been all across the board. I've talked about 72 different teams, it feels like, and commented on the comments, but, I just jump it around. But, oh, man, like, the comment section's tearing it up right now because every one of them makes sense. Every single one of them,
My bad.
I agree with what Tom Reed just said. That first and goal interception. They should have ran Haynes 3 straight times. Haynes or Jam Miller. There's very few bright spots from yesterday's game that I can just sit here. And I know we ain't going in order, but I'm discombobulated right now, man. That game got me messed up. And it ain't a disrespectful thing towards Tennessee. It's more pissed off at Alabama because we had opportunities in this game and we blew it time and time again. But, man, one bright spot. Jam Miller's pass blocking. Man, he had one play in particular, and I believe it was towards the end of the first half. And the linebacker comes crashing down. He cleans him up, then scrapes off and takes care of an end.
Yeah.
You don't see running backs block like that much.
That's NFL one-on-one.
Yes, sir. I was really impressed. And to be honest with you, going forward, I want to be pissed off right now. If I'm either one of these guys in this running back locker room, they're going to have to do a lot to keep me from leaving. Underutilized ain't the word. Milroe was still our leading rusher as far as attempts yesterday.
Man, you look at what Dylan Sampson did with rushing attempts and what both our running backs did combined yesterday. Like, I said it on the show we did this week that when you got running backs like that, it might sound crazy, but with all the weapons we got, it might sound crazy, but get running backs going, you got to get them the guys in the ball at least 15 times a piece. Whether it's a run or throwing it to them, they need the ball in their hand 15 times. However you decide you want to get it to them, you got to get that motor running. You
Can
got to
I
get
ask?
that going.
I'm gonna ask you this. All right, so we go into halftime up 7-0 yesterday. Have you ever went to halftime with a lead and felt like you had lost more than yesterday?
Yes.
3
No,
turnovers. We've been
I have
begging our
never felt like
defense.
that. But just the fact that we had we got turnover from we put Nico out for a brief moment. First pass, backup quarterback dude going there, throw an interception. Boom, big break. God dang, Nico come in, he throw interception. That field goal kicker missed like what, 2 field goals?
Yes.
And we're not capitalizing off these moments. So it was like, come on, guys. Well, at least 3. At least 3. Come on, at least 3. Never the goose egg. At least 3. So we going to halftime 7-0, and I feel like, God dang it, what are we doing? Defense trying to step up yesterday. I think defense played a hell of a lot better yesterday. But
At least for the first half.
Yeah,
At least
for the first half.
They gave us enough yesterday. And salute to everybody in the chat, by the way, that just came in. Michelle, Derek, UGA, Chris. Salute to y'all. Thanks for tuning in. The defense did enough in the first half that Alabama should have had a major lead. And I know people are going to say, well, Tennessee missed some big plays. And they did.
They did.
They absolutely did.
So.
But we absolutely missed opportunities off turnovers and missed field goals to really gain momentum.
Yep.
My goodness, man. He said, Ken, well, I'm glad I had my screen protector over my TV yesterday. Oh, man.
And, one of the things I hear people talk about, the penalties don't call. I get that shit, but you know why I don't never talk about this stuff? Because this part of the game can't none of the players, nobody can control.
Yes, there were some missed calls.
They
had missed calls on both teams.
Yes.
It wasn't just Alabama. Because trust me, there was some pass interference on Alabama's side going forward in the second half too that didn't get called.
Yeah.
Alabama was committing some bad pass interference plays, and they wasn't getting flagged on it. So it goes both ways. Yeah, we got flagged 15 times, but how many did Tennessee end up with? Seemed like they had 10.
Yeah,
it was close.
It
was close to it. So I mean, it ain't like they weren't calling against them. And guess what? Good football teams don't let referees dictate how the game goes, anyways. That's just the truth.
Usually, Chris, I don't know. That's one of the things we've been talking about week in and week out. Why they can't use and hey, y'all might want to. Hey, shit, I know Travis ETN probably going this year. Y'all might want to go come holler at some bro.
Yeah, for real. Hey, and look at how Tennessee did it last night. Sampson, they kept kind of chipping away a little bit the first half. He wasn't getting a ton of yardage, but they kept feeding him. And they kept feeding him. And in the second half, he starts breaking out bigger runs. He starts chipping us for 5, 6, 7 yards at a clip. And then Nico gets involved and starts using his legs. And guess what? They ground us down. They ran for a ton of yards against us yesterday. I think the team had over 200 yards rushing. I was impressed with it, man.
Yeah, I was, man. I seen all my Georgia fan pop out. I ain't seen some of these guys in a while, man.
Yeah, man.
But
salute B-Rob.
Yeah. But it's one of the things that if you don't do it, it's gone because we ain't doing it consistent enough. Yesterday we started having a moment where was it like 7 times in a row? Where like I forgot what it was. We started running the ball, but you see goddamn light in the tunnel if you're running the ball, but when you ain't doing it, because when you go away from it.
In fact, I messaged you at one point and I said, "Oh my God, we just ran the ball 7 times in a row. It must be Christmas."
Yeah, for real.
I was so happy to see us run the ball consistently, man. You have to do that to set up things down the road. And we just throwing shit at the wall sometimes to see what sticks. That's really what it feels like. Like, I don't know, man. Ken said too many damn penalties have been a major problem for Tennessee all season. Don't feel bad. It's been a problem for us for 3 years. 3 years. 3 years.
And that's why where I come in at is this ain't the channel where I'm finna dispute people mindset of thinking.
I explained that while you was gone. I said, whatever y'all want to say, go for it, because we don't know the answers either.
Yeah. Whatever we say, like this is why I'm not so big on the coaching staff. They talk about discipline. What discipline been a problem since Saban there? You know,
It has.
Saban didn't have in this NIL period. Coach Saban didn't have the formula to a national championship neither.
Yep.
That just be real with you. He didn't have that formula for a national championship neither. It's been going away from us for a while. It's been slowly, even when we in the period we won our last one, you start seeing it slowly slip away.
Yep.
Around that time too. So one thing I want to talk about, let's talk about Jalen Miro. Jalen Miro. What are your thoughts about Miro right now?
Put me on the spot early. Look, man, y'all seen me come on here with my Milrow jersey. I like Milrow. He's done a lot of great things. He has had moments that will live in Alabama infamy. Things that we will look back and go, man, do you remember the Gravedigger play against Auburn? Do you remember, the crucial runs against Georgia in the SEC championship game? Do you remember this and remember that? And that's great. But Milrow ain't the guy to throw it 45 times. I'll put that on Sheridan every time. He's not that type of quarterback. You use his athleticism. You try to run the ball, and you try to do some misdirection. You try to write some RPO in, and you try to – there's just different ways to do it. But him lining up and throwing 45 times, I can't put the play calling on Milrow. Nah. What I can put on Milrow is targeting Ryan Williams 20 times when there's other receivers out there. And I don't know if the coordinator's telling him to look, one read, get the ball out of your hands. I don't know. I'm not in them rooms. I can't tell you what he's saying. But what I know is that ain't working. That's absolutely not working for us. He's freezing up. He's holding on to the ball too long. Man, use those legs, brother. You're one of the best down-running quarterbacks I've seen.
Do it.
Do it. I don't give a damn if he takes off out of the pocket. Like, if Ryan Williams is covered and you don't feel comfortable throwing it to somebody else, you don't like what you're seeing, run for it. Do something, man. We got 45 times. He was, 25 out of 45 or something like that, I think was the stat line. And 2 weeks in a row, multiple interceptions because he's just forcing the ball in. Now, I don't put so many of the South Carolina interceptions on him because some of them, we talked about it last week, some of them wide receiver hit him in the hands, it goes up, guy makes a play, whatever. Yesterday, that's on Milrow. Tom Reed said Beck's too worried about driving his Lambo. He lost his edge. I ain't gonna lie to you. He had a bad first half, and I only watched half of it, so I ain't gonna speak on the second half. But it didn't really matter because y'all's defense is so good. They eat them up. But
you know what? One thing I'm gonna say about Beck, he be having these halves, whatever. But that motherfucker, I can't speak on the second half because I was so exhausted after our game. Tom Reed, I missed your call last night because I was dead asleep last night because I went to bed at halftime of y'all game. And I did see your text, but I don't know what happened last night, but he do have the tendency to get it back together.
I seen a comment up there. Joe Edwards, he said we need coordinators that can make adjustments during the game. Yes, sir. I 100% agree with that. Yeah. When the pass don't work, do something else, man. Scheme up something, run the ball a little bit, and then try to work out of it. You know what I mean? Like, play action pass. I mean, come on. Play action pass. Roll him out of the pocket a little bit. Run the ball some. A little play action pass. Roll him out of the pocket. Try to freeze the safety because of his athleticism. See if we can hit a play. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing?
Hey, this guy right here. This is my best friend right here. This is my brother right here.
Salute, Bryant D.
I
agree. He is freezing in the moment.
Just to let you know, he a Ravens fan too. And one day we will be letting off them cannons. Boom. But yeah, man.
I don't get to meet too many Ravens fans living in Alabama, man. So it's good to see another one.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's the right fans and. I don't know what's going on with y'all, but y'all picked a good team. I can't even flex. Y'all picked the goddamn good team to ride with for a long time. Cause he been a right fan since he was young too.
The Bucks are finding a way right now too, man. I mean,
Hey, I'm riding the wave. I'm a Bucks fan, so
hey, can we highlight something right here? There's a couple of great comments right here, and I ain't trying to take the show over, but
No,
man, I'm
you
seeing,
good. Do
seeing some good comments. First of all, B Rob said, "Is it hurt? We didn't really use his legs." Milrow going back into the old Milrow. Yes, he's starting to look like he did in the first half of last season. He don't look like he did to me in the first few games of this season. Like there was a couple of times we had shows this year, and I would highlight the fact that he would stand in the pocket, step up, even if the pocket wasn't clean, and throw a guy open. And that's what you want to see from a quarterback sometimes. Sometimes a guy's going to be blank. You got to throw him open. That's what they do in the NFL.
So with that Milrow
He's
thing,
in it right now.
with that Milrow thing with me, it look like I don't know, man. It look like he kind of losing confidence. I do realize he can't. When you go back and look at what the board does, offensive wise, Milrow can't run all them concepts right now. He can't. He can't run all them concepts right now. But for the OC Nick Sheridan, you and the coach Kellen boy, it's up for y'all to figure this out right now. Figure out the recipe for him right now. And it don't seem like we figured that recipe ourselves. Seem like we winging it with him. And this ain't the part of the season we winging it, but hey, at this point, it's what it is. I hear a lot of people say Ty Simpson. Put Ty Simpson in. I say Austin Mack and Dylan Lonergan start loosening up your can.
Yes.
I say Austin Mack and Dylan Lonergan start loosening up your can. But hey, that's my opinion. I'm not. We ain't on here trying to be the smart.
Nope.
We just talk. We're just
fans.
We talk what we want to talk about.
And guess what? I'm for at this moment. I'm for a hard reset and hitting the youth movement. Build for the future. And that's why I ain't a coach, because I'm sure that's a stupid answer because we only got 2 losses. But I'm for building for the future. Because let's be honest, the standard now at Alabama, we want playoffs or bust. That's how we feel about things.
Yeah.
12-team playoff. If we ain't in it, and we ain't in it now, we really don't care about no bowl games. Or I don't. I can't speak for everybody else. I think the playoff has made the bowl games look less important. If you ain't in that 12, you really don't care. If you're not winning the SEC or at least contending for the SEC championship, you don't really care. So, I mean, that's kind of the standard that's been built. It's not fair necessarily to hold the board to that, but he's got to come in and do that. So, man, look at these comments right here. It says, let's see, Dylan said the board needs to take over most of the play calling. Sheridan, isn't it? I agree with you, man. I agree with that. We brought Grubb in, and then he left and went pro. So then we scrambled, and we got a new OC. And I just don't know that Sheridan's it either, man. I see where Michelle said, let's be honest, we are truly in a rebuilding transition. DeBoer has only been here since end of January. This man had to take over where Saban left off. He had to build a staff and get players to build a team. That's kind of where I'm on it too. I'm not ready to fire him. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's just I want to see him go through a couple of recruiting cycles, and then I will fairly assess, hey, maybe he ain't the guy for us. But I want to see a couple of recruiting cycles before I would fire him, because if we fired him today, who do we hire?
Yeah, that's always my point. Honestly, man, I believe in the core. DeBoer. It's just my thing is, we as a fan base, we still gotta give him time. I think it's stuff within that he can still tweak around in his all season if it doesn't get better from this point on out. It's some stuff that he still can revisit. But as far as the DeBoer, I like DeBoer. This is a hell of a job to take over after the person name that keep being thrown up, Nick Saban. Yep. But the thing is, man, if we feel like this about DeBoer, we should have felt like this about Coach Saban 2010 when we had one of the best goddamn rosters in college football and we lost 3 games.
Yep. Or what was it, 21 or 22 when we had Bryce Young, Will Anderson Jr., Deion Branch, and we couldn't even win the SEC that year.
But the thing is, it happens. Yeah, it happens. Just get time process, but it's definitely some stuff we got to look at, especially the play calling. Especially the play calling. So that's an OC thing. Coach Kellen Board, OC thing. They need to come together and work out, man.
I'm gonna ask the chat real quick. You know, I'm sitting here drinking this coffee. If any of y'all got some liquor, I would appreciate it. We gonna mix it in. I need some. I was reading here. UGA Chris M said, "Hey guys, it could be worse. At least neither one of our teams is Auburn." I ain't saying shit about Auburn because we ain't played them yet. And if they beat us, I might be in the transfer portal. I ain't. Nah, I won't be in the transfer portal, but I damn sure won't be happy.
Hey, Chris, and I'm gonna tell you, yesterday I was sitting up on my high horse because yesterday I made that a rival game. Who has the best pussy cat in town? And Missouri Tiger figured a way to pull it out, bro. Like, seriously, I was happy with Auburn lost, but then you come to Alabama game, I'm like, that Auburn loss don't affect me the same way no more. Don't even care no more because we losing.
Oh, I see a comment right here. 6-0 said DeBoer needs to bench Milroe. He said, y'all seen Sark bench Ewers yesterday in the first half.
Yes.
Head coach needs to put his foot down and coach. Hey, man, we've seen Saban do it before, but at the same time, I've seen Saban not do it and felt like it could cost us too. Like, I think they have a hard time when they have leadership. Somebody's been in the program a while to walk away from it. But at this point, I'm willing to try it. Like, you know, I've seen comments where people said, you know, DeBoer ain't really their type of coach. They like a guy to kind of put a foot in the ass a little bit, chew them out. Maybe you're right. I'm not sitting here trying to tell any of y'all that you're wrong because I don't know. I'm just a fan. It just luckily gets to come on here and put up with y'all. That way I got somebody to talk to, quit bugging my wife so much. But, man, I don't know the answer. I don't know. Maybe it's a discipline problem because, I mean, we are doing some dumb things right now, but then you look back the last couple of years, we've been that same team. We really have. And when you win, it masks problems, but we've been that for a minute now.
And that's why it be so hard for me to be on the coach stuff like that. I'm like, because this shit really been going on. So it's the thing is where we talk about the Bama standard, we talk about discipline problem, but hey, does Coach Kelly the boy have to put a hold to it? Like, get his touch on this thing because it's just the first year. But to your point, 6-0, bench Miro, I got two thoughts on that. Do I feel like this is what I feel? Last year when he got benched, we seen a different firepower come out of Miro. We seen some firepower out of Miro. But at the same time, you got to be kind of careful with that because these guys love Miro on the team. So if you bench Miro, does the team completely collapse? You know what I'm saying?
B-Rob said the same thing in the chat, man, and that's a great thing to think about, man. Yeah. Like, does the team really not play if they're all behind Milroe and it feels like they are? If you bench Milroe, what happens?
Yeah, especially at this point in the season, because last year when he was benched, it was early in the season. You know what I'm saying? It was early in the season, so this is one of the things I do know, baby. If you bench him, you can possibly have the same possibly just 100% collapse. But at the same time, I do know what happened last year.
Hey, but I'm also for if they don't want to play for us, let's get up on out of here too. Like, you know, I don't wish nobody harm that hits the transfer portal. You don't really ever hear me downplay nobody that hits the transfer portal. If you got to go. I mean, that's your decision. Ain't nobody going to tell me where to work at either.
Man, you know what? I'm so tripping, bro. I didn't even realize this is my bro, Skyler.
Hey.
Skyler in the chat. I just realized he off up in this thing.
Oh, he said, what about my New York Yankees? Man, they are tearing it up right now.
Hey, when I talk about he a big New York Yankee fan, big New York Yankee fan. And
ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a big Braves fan. I'm used to being disappointed.
He Manchester City. This is the dude I'm talking about. He'll travel cross country to go watch Man City. He be having me checking up on Man City games.
Hey, I may have to get with y'all, man, because I don't really know much about that sport. I ain't gonna say I don't like it. I don't know nothing about it. I didn't grow up around it.
Hey, same with me. You know what that started making me? They talk about seeing good vibes, and my boy got me a Manchester City shirt, and I just be checking in on here and now and then. For real. How you been, bro? He just recently relocated. Big things.
Hey, I'm gonna get to something right here. Roll Tide and Rise Up said, but does it really matter if the team collapse? We have already collapsed.
It feel like it.
You got a solid ass point, man. Maybe you build for the future. Like I said, if you want to step up and play, you can play for us. If you mad, if you're in your feelings, go sit down, brother. I mean, it is what it is. You know, maybe I'm for building behind a youth movement and seeing what we got next year. Let's put some of these other guys in there, see what we got. And the guys that are starting that are playing hard, if they want to keep playing, more power to you. If you don't, adios. 60 said Milroe's been MIA since Georgia game second half. I can't disagree with you, man. I can't disagree.
The Alabama Crimson Tide team that I'm looking at, it seemed like that scene from the first Space Jam when they came in with that basketball and took all the powers out. What does it feel like I'm looking at, man? Like, for real.
That movie made me laugh, man. I love that movie.
Like, it's time to sign team. I love my boys, don't get me wrong.
Oh, me too. Me too.
And I seen a comment. I forgot who put the comment on Twitter. That's why I don't be coming on Twitter. Somebody was saying something about be careful what we say as a fan base because they see this stuff, and cyberbullying is a real thing.
If you just let some random fan get in your head, come on now.
Football ain't for you because this shit ain't gonna stop in college.
Yeah, if you let some guy that loved football but wasn't good enough to make college get in your head, you crazy. Because man, y'all fortunate to be where you at right now. So, you know,
watch where they might transfer. Well, unfortunately, don't matter where you transfer, the fan base is gonna be on you unless you transfer to a school like a Vanderbilt. And I ain't not Vanderbilt, but somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But if you transfer to another school with a passionate fan base, it's gonna be the same thing if you're doing the same thing. So,
but to get back to your original point, I don't know if benching Milroe necessarily helps either, though, because it's not his fault we decided to throw the ball 45 times.
You don't thought about how many times did you over 20 sometimes in the first half with Milroe? Come on.
Yeah, he's not the type of quarterback. Uses athleticism and his big arm to try to open things up, but he's not that guy, man. And I don't know why we're trying to make him something he's not. Like, people act like being an athletic quarterback's a curse. It's not. You use that athleticism. I mean, what's the Ravens do with Lamar Jackson? When we ask him to stand up and throw it 50 times, we normally lose.
Yeah.
When we let him use his athleticism, when we incorporate the run game, especially with Henry, my boy, and we go out and we throw as needed but not force it, we win games, man. Like, don't try to ask guys to be something they're not. Somebody asked in the chat, it was Greg Hank. He said, if Texas keeps Arch Manning in the game, do y'all think Texas would have won? No. I don't think it would matter.
No, because Arch Manning, what I seen from him, he was feeling that shit too. And for a young quarterback,
that Georgia defense last night would have beat anybody in the country.
And what I seen with the way they were bringing it at the young quarterback, that's a lot for a young quarterback to take on last night. Because I seen how that defense from Georgia was straight dominance. I'm like, wow, okay, this is the defense I know. So Bama Girl asked the question, what was it? It's time for coaches to tighten up. I refuse to go back to 2007. And
Me too.
Me too. Bama Girl, this is what I say. I'm going to tell you why I'm okay with going back to 2007. Because 2008 and 2009 was so good to us after that. So if this is a 2007 season, I hope it got the following seasons can duplicate what 2007 did, because we had some great seasons after 2007. So
yes, we did.
If that's that, I'll accept that. If the following,
you made a hell of a point, and I hadn't even thought about it like this. But that 2010 year, we went 10-3.
Yeah.
We lost what? Who all did we lose to? It was South Carolina,
Auburn, and was it Utah in the playoffs?
No. Yeah. We beat the piss out of Michigan State in the bowl game.
No, I'm talking about 2010.
Oh, yeah, that was 2010 because we won a championship in 2009. In 2010, we lost to South Carolina. We lost to Auburn.
Yeah,
and might have been. No, we didn't play Utah that year. Utah was 08 when we went.
Okay,
12-0, lost to Florida in the SEC
Oklahoma.
championship.
Was it Oklahoma?
No, they wasn't no playoff in 10. In 2010, we lost. I think it was LSU was our third loss that year.
Might have been.
But I mean, you look at that team. That team was returning a quarterback that Greg McElroy, say what you want, had won a title. You had Julio Jones. You had Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson. You had most of that defense returning. And we lost 3 ball games that year. So sometimes it's not the coaching. Sometimes it's the effort on the field.
Yeah.
And I think we got a mixture of everything right now. I don't think there is a solution, one solution going to solve all of our problems. I think there's enough blame to go around this entire football team. It's frustrating as a fan, it is, because we're spoiled, man. The Tennessee loss hurt me more than the Vandy loss because we was in the ball game the whole time. And abandoning the run, to me, made me believe less in the team that they could still win.
Yeah.
Like, we just abandoned the run game. I lost confidence in the game, and I ain't got confidence going into the Missouri game. I don't have confidence right now. And everybody's gonna be like, well, man, they were losing in the fourth quarter against Auburn. Well, a lot of teams have been losing going into the fourth quarter against Auburn.
Yeah, dang.
Auburn has choked up some losses in the fourth quarter this year. This team could easily be 5-2 right now.
That's a fact.
They really could,
fact, man. Like
they've really been in Auburn and Arkansas. Both teams right now could have a great record because they've been in most ball games. Really, Georgia's the only team that had any separation on Auburn that I've watched all year so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. I don't know what the answer is, guys. In fact, I want y'all to have some answers for me. I want to be calmed down. Y'all tell me something. Y'all tell me something. I won't feel better. No, we don't want Mike Bobo, Tom Reed. We don't want him. We don't.
Hey, so that answer the question that I would ask you. I want to do Tyree. Still want Mike Bobo.
Yeah, I think that's your answer. We were going to ask you, Tom Reed. NSJ was going to ask you during the show, do you still want to fire Mike Bobo after last night?
Hey, so what I believe that we will be okay to get our words playing. And so with that being said, man, in the beginning of the season, I had Alabama to lose 2 games. Was Vandy one of them? I say still no.
Nope.
But I didn't never pick the 2 teams, but this was a team that possibly could do it. Tennessee, Georgia was a team I had possibly could do it. I forgot what the other team I was probably LSU. It was probably LSU that I had. And we still got to face them guys, so they looking good right now. I
don't think it's a win for us right now, and I don't know because if I could pick games really well, I'd bet on it. I'd like to make some.
I'd be rich. This is what I do. I quit my job today and I pick games and help other people pick games.
Yeah. And you know, I really like Joe's optimism right here in that comment. Like, it's very possible that we could finish out 10-2 and something open up in the college football playoff. But me personally, I just don't see it. I still think we got another loss or 2. I think LSU is going to be a loss for us if we keep playing the same we're playing right now. Now they could get better next week. I can't foresee that. I can't predict that. Excuse me. I can't predict what they're going to do.
And the reason why I rock with Joe coming right now, because right now, college football is so crazy right now. We always know in the later part of the season, that's when it really go crazy. You start seeing teams that are like, oh snap, this team just lost. You know what I'm saying? We start really seeing that.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point there again. I mean, if they win out and we find a way into the playoffs, then they've had a great year.
Hey, because you never know during that time.
And we do have the athletes to win every game when they're scheduled. Now, I agree with that, Eric D. Yeah, we lost some guys last year in the portal after Saban left. We did. We lost some experienced guys. We lost some foundational guys. But we've got a lot of talent on this team. We really do.
And
there's something missing. I don't know what it is. Something's missing.
Can I say something? I'm kind of proud of our defensive line. Like I like the way they've been playing the last 2 games. I think they've been holding it down the last 2 games. What's your thoughts on the D line?
I mean, realistically, they played better than they were. You still don't give up 200-something yards rushing, but they gave us plenty of opportunities yesterday. Like they got to Nico early in the game and caused him to make some bad throws. They gave us opportunities. We could have had a lead and really just run the ball and try to ground that game out. Like there was no reason Alabama shouldn't have had 28, 35 points in the first half yesterday.
Yeah, that's fact.
People can argue with me, and that's fine. You got your opinion, I got mine, but the defense gave us every opportunity. 3 turnovers. They had 2 missed field goals. There's no reason you don't convert some of that. You have to. Good football teams are going to take advantages of that.
Yeah.
What was the thing that got Saban teams beat when they rarely lost? The rare turnover, the rare mistake.
He always preached to live another place. Like he doesn't want to kick the ball. Field goal, extra point, punt. No turnovers though. We can't win off turnovers. And I agree with Ashburn Girl. Don't see any leadership from the players. I really don't see it, man. I really don't see it.
No.
My buddy, I showed my son yesterday a clip, and it was so funny because the side clip I was showing my son is a clip that my buddy brought me, sent me too. When we had Jonathan Allen and the other guys in there giving them hardcore speeches, cussing each other out. Like not cussing each other out in a good way, but them hard speeches, it came with the language. Them hard speeches in the locker room. And I said to him, I said, that was still hungry at the time. I said, that was still hungry. I said, NIL here. Ain't nobody hungry. Everybody eating now. Somebody gets some type of money, bro.
Did you see where Saban was talking about on game day the other day when Julio had came back and was working out because he had been injured or whatever, was working out at the facility at Alabama. And he'd been gone 10 years, and he seen a receiver mess up, cuss at the quarterback, cuss the DB. And he said Julio walked over there and told him that ain't what we do here. Like that mentality, when the players hold you to a standard because they help build it, you got to maybe bring in some of these old cats that help put Alabama back on the map and let them hold some of these guys accountable and let them know on these things. Because I know if I was playing at Alabama right now and a Julio Jones or a Jonathan Allen or name any one of those legends come back there and they want to talk, I'm going to listen.
See, that's the thing with this society of young people that we have. Even out here in the street life, they don't respect the OGs. They don't respect those. They care less about what a Julio or a Mark Ingram. They care less about what they did. In the same way in the streets, they care less about what these OGs did. They care less about an OG trying to tell you better for yourself because they did all the mess ups in their life. These young kids, they don't care about that. They care about that's all they see is dollar sign.
Well, the NCAA they have cultivated something that they don't know how to control anymore. You've seen it in basketball right now. You're seeing some great coaches leave the game because they can't control the atmosphere anymore. Yeah. We've seen some great college coaches leave. We've seen Chip Kelly decide he didn't want to be a head coach anymore. He'd rather just go be an offensive coordinator at Ohio State because he didn't want to have to deal with it. But you know what? At the same clip, they are coaches that have learned how to deal with it. Kirby Smart, so far, he's kept his program together, and they're still a top program. Up until yesterday, I mean, I know Texas took a bad loss, but they've got one loss. They've learned how to deal with it somewhat. There's programs out there that are still playing good ball, but college football is changing, folks. Good or bad, doesn't matter how you look at it, it's changing. Oh, yeah. We're still in the tryout process of all this transfer portal and NIL things, and we don't know what the best approach is. Right now, Clemson looks pretty smart for how they're handling it. They took a loss to Georgia early, and now they're playing pretty good football and look like a team that could get in the playoffs. It's hard to say, man. Hey, highlight what Roll Tide and Rise Up saying right here. Let's read this.
Hold on. Which one?
It said, Van, don't know how true this is, but I heard that old players are coming back and talking. These kids aren't listening. That is from Justin Riley. Hey, I guarantee you Justin knows more than I do. He's got connections in the locker room. I do not. I don't have any, man.
Like I said, and that was the thing kind of new because you hear from the past when Bo Scarborough was talking about how they used to go, how they showed up on campus one day. They were talking about they were just talking about certain stuff like mouthpieces and stuff. But these kids don't care nothing about that. That's the thing. They don't care.
But then let me ask you this. If you're head coach right now, and this is all hypothetical, guys. If you're head coach right now, would you rather recruit a guy that's coachable but maybe not as talented, or would you rather have a guy that's full of talent that might not necessarily listen to you?
I'm going for the Rudy all day. I'm going for the Rudy play all day.
Yes, me too. And I'll live and die with a team that's trying their ass off and loses versus a team that barely wins when they got the talent to blow teams out. I'd rather have the team that'll be coachable. And if it takes a couple of recruiting cycles to get that out, I have a personal opinion on this, and y'all can clown me. It's fine. I don't care because I've told y'all before I don't know. But there's a reason Saban left a team that made it to the playoffs last year, and it ain't just workload because he's working hard now. He's making commercials. He's on ESPN. He's still out there putting in work. You don't walk away from a playoff team that brings back its starting quarterback and several key pieces off that team that really started to make strides last year late in the season. He walked away for a reason. And he said it before that the NIL played some factor into it. I think that locker room might have played some factor into it. And I can't prove that, but it's just a theory of mine. It feels like there was guys on that team with plenty of talent that don't give a damn.
It's the mentality of these guys, man. Like, and I ain't saying just Bama. I'm just saying as this young generation period is their mentality, man. It's so much different. Like now I understand when my dad used to look at us and be like, man, y'all ain't nothing like we were. I truly get that now because now I look at the kids like, y'all talented now, but y'all ain't nothing like we were, bro. Like y'all are nothing like we were, and I get that now, man.
It used to be a singular focus in the locker room when your team was rolling. You know what I mean? Everybody was striving for the same thing. You never thought about you. You didn't think about your stats. You thought about what's going to help the team. I can't say that anymore. I don't know if it feels like that anymore. I think Eric D and B Rob are making good points. I don't know who's right or wrong. I have no clue anymore. Like I'm throwing my hands up. I don't know. It could very well be the coach. I don't know. I don't necessarily like this mentality of like, let's rub the players' shoulders and tell them how good they did. I don't come from that. So I don't necessarily understand it. I don't know if there's necessarily a right or wrong way to coach because I've seen guys win with different philosophies. I don't know what works. I just come from a different background. You were held accountable. You were made known about your mistakes, and you were forced to work hard to try to get better. I mean, that's just where I come from.
This is how I approach it with my son. Yeah, we talk about your good stuff.
Yep.
But when are you going to be critical of the stuff that you did wrong? When are you going to be critical of the play you came in too high and you got blowed up? Are you going to talk about that just as much as you got to learn to be critical of yourself. You shouldn't have to take a fan or somebody outside of the circle, a circle of you to criticize your wrongdoings to get better. You do that. You criticize that stuff.
Yep.
Yes, it's easy to talk about, hey, did you see that 3-pointer I made to win the game? But it's hard to talk about that 3-pointer, them 3-pointers that you was missing to lose the other games. You don't talk about them. Like let's be critical of yourself. And that's what these players, they only think about the good stuff.
Yeah. Man, Chris Camp said, well, at least there's one positive. The B-ball team looks great. Yes, they do. They do look great. I agree with Ask Bama Girl here. She said we got to get the soft coaching mentality out. We need coaches to put the bass back in their voices and demand respect. And I think a lot of that would start with some of the guys at key positional coaches. When you had a Coach Burns as a running back coach, he wasn't putting up with no slouch. I've heard stories that he would throw hands on you if you got disrespectful. Like straight up, I've heard these stories from guys that played for him. I've heard, we've seen clips of Bo Davis coaching the D-line and chewing them boys out when they were playing pretty good, but he thought they could play better. You got to have that culture around. It ain't just a head coach. And I got to let the board try to find his pieces and find what works first. Now, 3 years from now, if NSJ ain't tired of me, he may ask me to come on one day and I may go, hey, all right, the board ain't it. Time to go on. Hey. But I kind of got to let it play out a little bit. I just have to, because we got to get some of this out and put some new in and see what he wants to do.
Yeah. And see, this is what I'm big on. Him putting his touches on it. You give him some time to put his touches on it. And he probably recruit the guys that he feels like can be what the program that he wants it to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm going to play you a clip of the old style of Alabama players, man.
Don't do me like that. You're going to make me miss it.
Yeah. That's why we up in arms now, because we miss it. Oh, my bad. Let me pull it up. Up in the play.
And the man on the field got to see me. I'm going to choke his ass out. Let's go. It ain't no fault. He's the next man on the motherfucking schedule. Let's go. We Bama, that's what we do. Yes, sir. Talk that shit, they scared. We ain't talking no shit. That's the routine. That's how we do it. Yes, sir. Change today. I promise you that shit. They may look like they want it, but I guarantee you, he don't want it. They provide now. I'm gonna let him know he don't want it.
So that's the mentality from the players that I missed.
Oh, 100%. You remember back when we were kids when Miami was rolling?
Yes. What
was a common feature that they had that Alabama had? You had ex-players that were in the NFL that were still on the sidelines expecting those Miami boys to live up to the expectations that they set. That's a culture that you build where people are scared to not play their best because they know, number one, that the guy behind them will take their job. And number two, the guy in front of you, the guy that laid down the foundation, is going to call you out in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miami used to have that culture, and they got away from it, and they got bad for a while. Miami's kind of coming back now. They're looking really good. But that was a culture Miami had for 15 or 20 years. And Alabama had that for a while, too. And UGA Chris brings up Scott Cochran. Man, I miss that dude.
Yeah.
I miss that dude. And I know Georgia fans probably miss him, too, because when he was over at Georgia, he was giving y'all the same thing he give us. Like, that weight room when he was at Alabama, the way he would pump those guys up and get in their ass during ball games. He's just a strength and conditioning coach. He held those guys to a standard. Like, that's what I was saying earlier when I say it comes from the staff, not just the head coach. It's a mentality throughout the facilities. Everybody held you to it. It ain't just one.
And that's all we want. That's all we talking about. Listen, man. And I love all y'all Alabama players. Don't get me wrong. I love all y'all players, bro. But we want to see more effort from y'all as well. You know what I'm saying? More effort from y'all guys, man. More holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My man Terrence Miller said Bama sucks.
It feels like it, man. But I know the talent's there. But they still suck right now, so hey, I can't argue with you, bro. B-Rob said this generation is soft. Coaches will get in these players' asses when they transfer. They will transfer. I agree, but you know what? Let them. If they need to go, if that's what they feel like they need to do, I wish them well. I hope they go play good somewhere else and get the money. I'm okay with that. I don't wish no harm or bad will on anybody that decides they need to leave. But if you can't take coaching, you need to go. And like I said before, and I think Rise Up mentioned it, I'll take a 3-star that will take an ass chewing and take a coaching and will go out there and play his best. I'll take that. Utah's built a program for years on it. Then they ain't won no championships, but they will play anybody hard there for a long time.
Stability. There's some stability there. So let me go back to what you were just saying about that. Go back to Kirby Smart and Clemson coach, Dabo. Yes, Kirby Smart does go on the transfer portal get some key pieces. But his mentality still remains the same. He still stands on business when it comes to a certain type of toughness to the program that he provides. Dabo Swinney, we all know his take on the transfer portal or whatever. I think he dabbled a little bit into it this offseason or whatever. But his whole stance on coaching, he stood on business. Is his standing on business finally coming full circle? Because it looked like we was talking about him like, man, you got to use the portal. But he used a little bit, but whatever the overall product so far this season, it's been working for him. So that's standing on business, stand on what you believe in. Is that a thing that coaches need to start worrying about more than versus you coaching the kid hard, letting them do whatever, make it mediocre play, half-ass effort because you worry about them transferring. Because regardless if they're working hard or not, if they want to transfer, they're gonna do it anyway. We seen with Caleb Downs, Isaiah Bond. Hey, Caleb Downs was a workhorse last year, but hey, he still dipped out.
Man, the comment section is on fire. Roll Tide Rise Up's dropping wisdom, son. And Tony B right here, man. I love this comment. The problem with the players is symptomatic and endemic of our current society. We live in a me culture. We do. He said social media encourages it. It takes strong leadership to overcome. And I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And that's something Georgia has, because what's Georgia's identity? They play hard physical defense. And when they're really fired up, they're running the ball and they don't make a lot of mistakes. That's why Georgia's still – they're making mistakes right now on offense, but they can clean it up. But the identity of Georgia to me is Kirby Smart. When I think of Georgia, I think of Kirby Smart. I think of his leadership and the culture he's got there. Hard-nosed physicality. Teams will come and punch you in the mouth, and they'll keep punching you. And if you don't have an answer for it, they'll beat you down early. That's what I think of when I think of Georgia. That's why y'all don't hear me come on here and talk shit about Georgia. I never do, because I know what they are. And I know what they can do any given week. And right now, Alabama has zero identity. We have no identity. When you think of Alabama, you don't think of our head coach. You think of Jalen Milroe. Good or bad, you think of Milroe right now. Or to me, I do. I think of Milroe. I don't think of Coach DeBoer. But he ain't been there long enough necessarily to have that identity. But I think of players more than I think of the coaching. And good or bad, I think we've got to change the behavior, the culture. I want to see the guys on the sidelines getting mad. I want to see them firing guys up. I want to see them grabbing guys and holding them accountable, because that's the kind of football we know works.
What do we say all the time?
Look at this comment, man. I'm sorry. Roll Tide and Rise Up said Byrne has been at Bama since 2017, and we've been on the decline. Prove he's wrong. I mean, he's got the basketball program playing better since he made some hires, but the football program's been on a slow decline, and that's even with Saban.
Exactly.
That's a hell of a comment, man.
But what do we say about the football teams? Georgia takes on the identity of Kirby Smart.
Yes.
Takes on that mentality. Listen, we can do all the junk about they off the field stuff, but reality is all these schools have these off the field issues. A lot of some of these schools don't get talked about. Some of these schools just don't get appointed because they're not a Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So overall on the field, what they display is Kirby Smart's type of attitude, his type of mentality towards defense, and that's what they do so well, and that's what keeping them guys rolling.
Yep. We've all made fun of LSU in the past because their head coach coming with a funny accent, Brian Kelly trying to talk like he was from Louisiana and blah, blah, blah. But he started building the team like an SEC team. He's learned what that takes. And they come in and backdoored their way into the SEC championship the first year he was there. And Georgia housed them, but they got there. Credit to them. Last year, they went a Heisman with the QB, but the defense didn't necessarily play great.
Yeah.
This year, the defense started out rough, but they're slowly getting a little better. Every week. Their offense is playing pretty good, and we're seeing a better football team. LSU's more dangerous than we give them credit for. Now, do I think they beat Georgia? No, I don't. But any given Saturday, we don't know from week to week sometimes. But it took him 3 years to get them to right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I have to look at it. I go crazy. Like if I don't give DeBoer a few opportunities and try to be realistic in my expectations and say, let him get his guys in. Now, if his guys look like this 3 years from now, I'll be leading the charge. I'll be like, all right, got to go, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, I think everybody would.
Eric D talking about Reuben Foster, man. Reuben Foster. Whew.
See, that's what Bama has done to us. This is why we so crazy right now, because this is all we think of. See, when you say what you think about Bama, you think about Miro. Reality, most of us are open arms because when we think about Bama, that is what we think about. Coach Saban and these old players, John Allen, Reuben Foster, that type of standard, Julio Jones, Amar Ingram, Trent Richardson, that type of standard. That's what we think about, a Reggie Ragland type. That's what we think about when we think about Bama.
Sure. And plus, do y'all remember when it felt like we started not getting those players anymore?
Yeah.
We were still winning a lot of football games, so we didn't talk about it as much. But in the back of your mind, I think every Alabama fan since the end of 2020 has been like, well, where's them guys at? The defense getting worse and worse and worse every year.
I'm going to tell you when
offense, less physicality every single year. I don't know, man.
I'm going to tell you when I started noticing. Remember when we had Tosh LaPorte as our defensive coordinator? That's when I started noticing the difference in the defense. I started noticing it then. Then we go make the Pete Golden hire. I'm like, okay, what is this? But okay, Saban hired him, so we're gonna trust what Nick Saban got going. And we started seeing what Pete Golden. I'm like, okay, these defensive players are getting different. We put it on a lot on coaching, but at some point, I do look at the players like the players weren't the same. Like I said, you just seen the clip I played. All that stuff, all that junk left out the window. All that gone. Them boys were talking to each other crazy, but in a motivational way. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be fair with you, man. I can remember the end of the Mike Dubose era, the Mike Price being there for 3 months, never coaching a game, Dennis Franchione, Mike Shula, on and on. Even then, it felt like our defense would play more consistent than this at times. Offensively, we wouldn't shit a lot of times. I mean, other than being able to run the ball, we couldn't do nothing else, But I've seen bad Alabama teams slow down good teams. I mean, I have. But they would be the occasional Rohan Davey and LSU blow us out of the water. But they have more talent than us, and you just kind of expected it. It hurts more when you know the talent's there and it's not being put on. The product on the field looks bad when the talent's there. So for me, I think it's time to build within Alabama again. Like, I want Alabama players from the state of Alabama that want to play for Alabama and bring it back to where it was. I want that physical defense. I still personally think good defense is played in the South, like high school ball. I like my defensive players from the South. I don't know, man. I just kind of miss those guys. I miss those guys that were state of Alabama boys that come into Alabama and continued to stand. You knew they wanted to be there. They didn't just come there because they were getting paid a lot of money or this, that, and the other. I think we even seen that towards the end of Saban's career.
I mean,
we started being too worldwide and not. You get what I mean? Like, some guys aren't cultural fits.
I mean, talking about it because I ain't saying us, like recruit us at that time, but I'm saying they're guys like us, somebody that grew up in this thing. You talking about a person that jokes about dropping out of fifth grade because dropping out of fifth grade because my teacher was an Auburn fan. That Alabama fans, them people that grew up in the state of Alabama knows about the Iron Bowl, knows what last night means to you. We talk about when you hired Kellen DeBoer. He got his first official feel of what this Tennessee and Alabama rivalry is really about.
Yep.
Like you say, it hurts more than the Vandy game because we really had opportunities to take this game out of the water. So I'm not putting Kellen DeBoer up on the water because we lost. It was just more of the effort on how we lost. I feel like we left so much out there on the field, man. But getting these guys from the state of Alabama, knowing the culture matters, man. Knowing the culture matters. And I'm telling you, we recruiting these guys from all over the world, worldwide recruiting. It's cool, but your base recruiting got to come from the state of Alabama and branch off to the other down south states, man. Because you might not be from the state of Alabama, but guarantee you might be an Alabama fan, Georgia fan, Auburn fan. You know what these things mean. Even if you're not a fan of these things, you know what they mean, man.
Yep. You know, I'm not a fan necessarily of the star rankings. You know me. I've been bitching about that for as long as you've known me. But you can't measure tenacity. You can't measure heart, determination. There's not a stat or a ranking that can do that. And we've seen guys get to college and fight even harder to prove they belong there.
Yeah.
Something about guys like that, man, that make you want to root for them. Saban built this team off of some of those kind of guys. He built the culture and built the standard off of guys like that. Not all those guys were 5-star. Not everybody in that locker room was a Julio.
Kareem Jackson.
Julio,
let's talk about the Kareem Jackson type. Let's talk about them old guys that, like you said, they wasn't that guy coming out of high school, but they was some hard-working mofos.
Well, it's a hell of a comment right here, and I agree with her wholeheartedly. Says the reason we don't have those same players is because none of our players have come from nothing. Remember Najee Harris. They came from hard times. Their goal was NFL 100%, and they knew Saban was the avenue to get there. Trent Richardson, you know, guys like that, they got it out of the mud. They wanted to bring their families along with them. They wanted to get out of those bad situations they might be living in or those bad schools they were at. And I mean, that's across the board for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That ain't just one or two players. That was a lot of players on those teams, man. They wanted to prove, they wanted to change their lives in multiple ways. And Saban was the kind of guy that could do that for you. And I may quit bringing Saban up because he ain't there no more. But there's something to that, man. When people get it out of the mud, especially in the state of Alabama and the state of Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, they work harder, man. They know what hard work is, and they're willing to do it all to get where they need to go. And when you've come from everything and you're naturally gifted and you hadn't had to necessarily work super hard to get it, sometimes those guys just don't know how to deal when adversity hits. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, guys.
Hey, so I don't want to keep harping on this unless you got some more to talk about.
Man, I didn't talk myself into mad again. Hell, yeah, I'd love to change the subject.
I want to talk because I can't do no 2-hour show today. I want to talk about some of this Georgia and Texas game.
Lord have mercy.
Overall, about the Bama game, y'all trust the process. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you don't trust the process, believe me, I understand. I get it. I get it. I ain't here to try to tell you otherwise, whatever. But
hey, yeah, I mean,
at the end of the day, us as fans, we gonna be okay. You know why?
Yeah.
Because we don't play.
Yeah.
We don't go to school. We don't play. Tomorrow, guess what we gotta do? We gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. Still. Guess what they gotta do? Get up, check that bank account again. Be like, yeah, that NIL money still hit, and go to practice.
Yep. Go up to that cafe where they make every kind of food imaginable for them. And,
it's a 5-star restaurant.
oh man, I mean,
Every
come on.
meal.
I do question things like that, man. I'm gonna shut the hell up about Alabama after this. But when you got everything right there, how hard can you really want to work? I mean, I can tell you from experience, if they got somebody up there rubbing my feet while I'm playing video games and they feeding me whatever I want to be fed, shit, where's my motivation to go out and work hard? I gotta be honest, man.
I'll be like, hey, Trent, come put that grape in my mouth. Hey, put the grape in my mouth. No, not you. Look, not you, bro. I'm talking about her.
All right, let's get to a team that is firing on all cylinders and playing good right now. Georgia and Texas. Georgia looked like a team that quit school because they had recess and they don't play yesterday.
Yep.
Like that, they looked like they were serious about everything.
Yep.
And they made a lot of mistakes in the first half, and their defense playing so good it didn't matter. It absolutely did not matter. That was when they started throwing picks early. I thought, oh boy, here come Texas. Nope.
But it was the thing that Texas was in the same boat as us.
Yes, sir.
They weren't capitalizing off of it. And when I seen them not capitalizing off of it, I said, I was saying to myself, I said, I don't think it's gonna be good for them because they ain't flipping it. They ain't flipping it. And I don't care what nobody say. We seen with Georgia. We don't care what you do. Believe me, they finna have some fighting in them. They ain't fight. They ain't stop. They're not stop fighting. There's one of them fights that it's a 12 round fight. It's gonna be a decision made at the end of the game. Believe me. And when I seen them boys not capitalizing off that, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna be good. Then all of a sudden you start seeing goddamn on Walker. You be like, is he the only player on the line? Like, god dang it, they can't stop this man. This man was causing problems yesterday. I said, this man is his draft stock then went through the roof yesterday.
Tell me about it.
Boy, if ain't nobody calling him with trying to hand him no money this morning, I don't know what the heck he got to do there because he earned it all last night, bro.
And like I said, I can't speak real educated about this game because I watched a half of it because I was still pissed off about my team's game. I let it dictate the rest of my damn football weekend, and I'm mad about it because there was some good football played yesterday, but I let the Alabama game sway how I looked at everything.
Yeah.
But the truth is what we seen out of Georgia yesterday. If they can clean up their mistakes on offense, they can beat anybody in the country consistent. Yeah. And then that's just the truth of it. They look like the best defense in college football again yesterday. They got back to running the ball more. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they try to do too much with Carson Beck. I understand they think he's talented and stuff, and I'm not taking away from the guy, but if you want to play, if you're playing good defense, run the ball.
Yeah. You stick to Georgia football. Stick to Georgia football.
Stick to running the football, eating the clock up, and letting those guys rest so they're fresh when they go back out there and they can keep that same fire and energy for 4 quarters. That's one thing I can pull away from what Georgia's done this year, and it's probably a Bobo thing, like Tom Reed's been telling us. You're doing too much, man. You're doing too much with Beck. Beck looks his best when he can lay on the running game and make plays. The whole game ain't got to ride on him. But yeah, Georgia, golly, they look good last night, man.
Man, yeah. And so with the comment you just made about Bobo, and what I'm thinking about coordinators across the country too, when they try to do too much, do you think it's an ego thing with them that they're trying to prove themselves through the player instead of just let the player prove it for you, like work through what he does best. Like sometimes I think it's an ego thing, like, we do too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, that's me. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but
no, I do get what you're trying, and I think a lot of times too. Oh, look, Kangaroo Black said 2 fair. Yeah, we got old fair weather ass just like you.
Everybody need to go.
Shout out to you, KB.
Damn players, coaches, fans, everybody. The water boy need to make the water colder. That's the problem. The water wasn't cold enough yesterday.
And I'm pissed off with our fans because apparently we could have copied Texas yesterday and just started throwing trash on the damn field and got some plays overcalled too. Like, why can't we do that? Just start throwing shit at the referees till they start calling it the way you want them to. Because apparently it works for Texas. That's the damnest thing I ever seen in my life. Did you see that yet?
Talking about throwing shit out on the field.
Yeah.
Man, I did see that stuff when I woke up. And I'm like, God, and the boy tripping out there, Texas.
Shit.
Not the best, not the real UT. Not the real UT. Welcome to SEC football, baby.
But yeah, shout out to Fairweather Ass Fan, Kangaroo Black. We're glad to have you here, brother. Some of the best content on YouTube. If y'all don't follow him, you need to. He'll tell you the truth about your team. When we winning, he gonna let you know we winning, and when we ain't worth the shit, he gonna let you know we ain't worth the shit. So and he's funny with it too. And he'll talk about your team, our team, middle school teams in Canada. He ain't nobody can escape his criticism when they playing like crap. So y'all need to check KB out if you ain't doing it.
So one day we were just talking about how these YouTuber people be having problems and stuff. And the thing is, the reason why these problems don't happen with our little small circle, because we ain't trying to be bigger than the next man. I ain't trying to be bigger than Kangaroo Black. I ain't trying to be bigger than you. I ain't trying to be
no. I know how damn stupid I sound. I just like come on here talking, man. I know I don't know shit.
Listen, I know KB is David Ruffin in the Temptations. I know that. Ain't nobody come to see Otis. Ain't nobody come to see Otis. I'm Otis. Ain't nobody come to see me. I know that.
Your numbers ain't moved one bit since you started gagging me on, and I knew that, and you knew that when you asked me. We just like talking to each other, like talking football, man.
Hey, I appreciate everybody who comes in, but sorry, don't. Well, thanks for the support. That never goes unseen, but it's one of them things that it don't make me or break me.
Nah,
I'm happy doing what we doing now. Just talking football.
I've made this many dollars since I started doing any YouTube shows last year, and I'm gonna make this many going forward because ain't nobody gonna ever pay me for my damn opinion. I just like to come on here and chop it up with the chat. I like to talk to you, LA Chris, Roll Tide Rise Up, whoever's on the show at the time. It's just fun for me. I don't have no insight and I don't have no answers. It's just fun.
I'm not an insider, guys. Nope. I'm not one of the smartest people that probably talk football. Van, this channel can be monetized. I haven't monetized yet because that's not my driving force. The money.
Nah.
I'll get around to it one day to monetize it, but it's able to be monetized. I have the watch hours, the views, I have all that. But
it might be smart, man. Because the next time I go on some bullshit rant for 5 minutes, somebody may pay you $10 to mute my ass. So you might be missing out right now. You might be missing out.
I might be missing out. I'm gonna miss out there because if I could sit in the back, I probably would because I want to hear.
but I'm glad you brought this up, man. Because there's channels and people that's part of the fan bases that are going at each other left and right now on YouTube, and it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid because ain't none of us knows 100% what the problem is or how to fix it. Yeah. Let people have their opinions, man. That's what's wrong with this country now. Everybody wants to think the same damn way and wants everybody to think just like him. I'm tired of it. If people want to be mad right now, let them make videos and be mad right now. They got the right to be mad. If they want to blame it on anything else, let them make videos. Who cares? Quit going at people because you don't like what they say. Don't watch them. It's that simple. Don't watch.
If you feel that way about them, yeah, for real.
Don't watch them. Let people live, man. Who cares? I'm so tired of seeing it. Our fan base is one of the worst for turning on each other.
Yep.
And it's the thing ever said when ain't none of us been called to see if we can fix the team. Not a damn one of us. So if somebody you watch pisses you off, stop watching them.
Yep. Most of us probably never played football. When I said played, I didn't say on a team. I said played. Not being on the team, not an extra. not a practice squad guy, but played. And that don't mean you don't know football. That don't mean you don't know, but a lot of emotions and stuff that comes within the game, you don't know.
Yep. CISO got a question for the panel. Y'all think the boy fits in SEC coaching? Hard to say yet. Yeah. Too early. Early for me.
For me, time to tell.
Yep.
Because it's one of those things. When Saban first got to LSU, that probably was one of the same questions.
Sure.
When Urban Meyer first got to Florida, It probably was one of the same questions. You know what I'm saying? So only time to tell.
And we're not saying that he's going to equal up to either one of their coaching careers. We don't know.
Yeah.
We really don't know. Let's see. Michigan, a bad team. OU's terrible. Yeah, man, they're both playing bad. But I have a hard time criticizing them right now when I watch my team. Like somebody said they got us ranked 15th in the poll right now. We don't deserve 15. I don't think we're the 15th best team in the country now.
I've been saying
talent-wise, I think we are, but we ain't playing like it, so we ain't the 15th best team.
I've been saying 115 since last week.
You have. You really have.
I've been saying 115 since last week. I've been saying
Tony B said KB is the head hater in charge. Boy, don't you laugh your ass off though when Tony B and KB get on in the same show. Man.
Hey, that trying to be so good though, man. It be so good though, bro.
I'm a Bama fan, but like I don't get my feelings if somebody roots for another team. Like I could care less. That's what makes it fun for me. I don't talk no whole bunch of trash because that just ain't who I am, I guess. But you know, if another team, I see a bunch of us talking trash in the chat rooms, and then when the other teams beat us, we get mad. We don't like these people no more. I'm like, hey, it's their turn. Let them talk. Let them talk.
Yeah, that's fact. I got that. I get you. I get it. But yo, man, what Georgia did yesterday was it made me look at Georgia like that's why them boys still going to Georgia. I don't care what nobody in the time of NIL, and I'm pretty sure they got NIL to pay, but I'm pretty sure that ain't what they slapping the first out. NIL, come play. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure because that ain't Kirby thing, but you seen the attitude yesterday. I'm like, that's why dude from Manchester, Terry, that's why he gonna go to Georgia.
That's the kind of football that if I was coming out of high school right now as a former terrible defensive end who nobody wanted, but if I was a talented defensive end, yeah, I'm looking at Georgia because they play the brand of football I want to play.
Hey,
straight up.
So people joke with me all the time. Oh, can't wait to see your son in a Dogs uniform. And I always tell my son, hey, it's certain coaches that they come recruiting you. You better listen. Bo Davis, if he come, you better listen. Coach Kirby Smart, if he come, you better listen.
And guess what? If your son, and I've already seen him play, and I already think he has that talent, and he's got that work ethic, so I know I'm going to see him on Saturdays one day. You take into account what's the best fit for you. You don't be a fan when it comes to where you go to school at. You go for what's the best fit for you, what's the best coaching for you, what's going to get you to that next level, what's going to get the best out of you. Yeah. It ain't about who you're a fan of. It's about who can make you the best you. And if that's Kirby Smart, that's where you go. And guess what? I guarantee you can be yelling "Go Dogs" because that's your boy.
Well, I'm gonna be here with a Georgia Bulldog. I'm gonna get a man cave and it's gonna look like KB Man Cave, but it's gonna be dog and shit.
And guess what? Guess what? I'll have to root for him a little harder too because I want to see that for him. And I don't. I've said that before. You know how much I dislike Auburn. But if my son was offered a scholarship to play at Auburn and not at Alabama, guess what? I'm rooting for him because I'm rooting for my son because that's what you do as a father. Your fandom goes out the window.
But yesterday he made a comment and said, man, Alabama need me. Now, despite I do think the defensive line played good yesterday, he said, Alabama need me. I said, but you need a defensive line coach. I said, so that's not a good fit right now. That's not a good fit right now. But overall, man, yes, Georgia displayed dominance yesterday. They handled them Longhorns with ease.
Tell me about it.
With ease, like no problem. Hold my beer type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show you how it be done. And Texas, I'm telling you, I got some more games on the schedule too that could be a problem. I ain't saying Vandy a problem, gonna be a problem for you, but could be a problem.
Man, I don't know. If Georgia cleans up the turnovers and really starts running the ball more consistently like they did in this game towards the end of the second quarter and thereon, I don't know if anybody in the country beat Georgia. that stable running backs and the way they run the ball and the way they play defense, they just don't give you a chance to get back in the game, really.
My man said, what if he wants to go to Colorado? For what overall is his decision?
Hey, Colorado's playing decent ball right now.
And that's what I was about to add on to now. And now if their program keeps trending, if they're trending in the right direction, as far as coaching wise, at the position, hey, if he considers it, I feel good about it, I will give him my thoughts on it. But overall, it's his decision. No, so that's one thing I would never do. Like they say, Tua family did. Like him coming to Alabama, it was basically his father's choice. It ain't my choice. It ain't my choice. It's me to give you the best guidance of my knowledge.
Yep.
Give you my opinion on what I feel. My guy said Georgia is not an elite team like they used to be, but don't worry, Kirby would. And that's what I was about to say. Even with Kirby knows, it's a process thing. You get better each week. You get better each week, and y'all showing y'all got after the Kentucky struggle, after the Alabama loss, y'all been showing better. Y'all been getting better each week. Matter of fact, y'all got better doing that game. Let's be honest, y'all got better doing that game. So,
bring up 6-0's comment if you don't mind. He said, "So y'all been talking about the bads and the wrongs with this Bama team. What does Alabama have to do to get back on the right track? Ship has taken the wrong route." Good question, man. I think we need to change the culture a little bit. I think we need to kind of fire up. We need to keep these guys intense, keep them focused. I think the OC has got to stop trying to throw the ball 45 times. They really need to be working with whoever's going to be the starting quarterback, more than likely Milroe. They need to be working with him on scanning the field and trying to throw to the open guy, the guy that gives you the best opportunity, not just the same guy. We've definitely got to run the ball more. We have to run the ball more if we expect to win games, straight up. Defensively, we've seen a decent first half, but we hadn't seen 4 good quarters out of the defense all year. So that's a big part of it. We've got to get more out of this defense. At the end of the year, we'll reevaluate and talk about things we need to focus on. But right now, there's too much blame to go around for me to pick one thing because there's way too much stuff. We got to get back to that. I'm fine with the I formation. Y'all know me. I'm old school. Make the fullback relevant again. I'm a fullback guy. I like a fullback. I like hard-nosed physical football. I just still think it works.
Hey, they're my fan right there. They're my cousin right there. All my fans.
Shout out to you, man.
Appreciate all y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Lawrence.
Jungle Green. Ooh, that's a crazy inside joke that nobody never understand, but it's crazy. But for me, I'm gonna start for everybody that got something to do with this football program. Coaches, players, AD, whoever got something to do with it, Courtney Morgan, everybody. What is your why? Why did you start? Why did you choose to do the job that you're doing?
Yep.
Why did you choose to play football? Not for the University of Alabama, but just play football. Why did you choose it? Like, everybody got to have a why. And if your actions ain't that dang backing up your why, you in the wrong spot. You in the wrong place. Everybody got to have a why. Like, you got people that say they can't stop smoking, they can't stop drinking. But if the doctor tell you that you about to pass in 3 weeks, if you don't start smoking now, you might not see your son grow up. Guess what? You just found your why to push harder to start smoking or drink, whatever it may be, whatever it may be. But everybody got to reach down and find their why. Unfortunately, during NIL period, the why is kind of hard because the why is I want to get money. And hey, I got that coming out of high school. I got $8 million coming out of high school.
Just to give you some of us Bama fans something to laugh at, I'm gonna read y'all something I wrote down in my notes on my phone at halftime. I wrote this down in the notes. This will give y'all something to laugh at. I said this game was lost in the first half. See, I didn't even know the game was over yet. Like, it was just halftime, but I already said the game was lost at halftime. 3 turnovers and 2 missed field goals, adding to 0 points. Why is Milroe throwing the ball so much? We have zero identity. There's going to be a fire sale on our talent in the off season. Do we start seeing players sitting out in games after this? And my last one was, do I care? I was so mad, dude. I was so mad at halftime. Oh my God, I was mad at halftime. But to get back to it, Michelle said, so do you think we can beat Missouri Saturday? I think we have the talent, but do I think we win? Not till they pull their heads out of their asses. I won't pick Alabama to win again. In fact, where's Mercer located? Are they in the state of Tennessee?
They're in Georgia, I think.
Well, that don't make me feel better either.
I think it's in. I'm not sure.
Because I was going to say, because if Mercer's in the state of Tennessee, cancel the damn game because we can't beat nobody in the state of Tennessee.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
But, you know, I think we have talent to beat anybody in the country when we're playing like a cohesive unit. We just ain't seen it. We have not seen us play a solid 4 quarters all season. And I pray to God we see it before the end of the season. Okay, yeah, Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, I thought it was in Georgia. I thought it was, I wasn't 100% sure.
Man, I ain't been to Macon in a minute. It's been a long time I've been to Macon, Georgia.
I want to go back to what Tony B was saying about this. Go ahead, finish what you were talking about. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, man. I was just trying to answer the question in the chat. I think we got the talent, but until we quit crying about it as a team, until they quit crying about it and get fired up and want to beat somebody, I mean, it's hard for me to say yeah, because we seen some fight and heart come out of Missouri because Auburn had them down in the 4th quarter and they come back and won. And you know, where are we at on that kind of stuff? Can we do that again? You know, like who knows?
I will say Missouri last couple drives, whatever, like the last drive, like you seen a different type of firepower they had the whole game.
Well, their quarterback, now to their credit, had been knocked out, went to the hospital, and came back and led the team on a big touchdown drive. You know, that's hard, man. That's respect, dude. Like, I respect that. That's some hero ball right there, man.
I'll be ready to call it a season. If I jam my pinky, it's a season in injury for me. I'm like, I'm done. I'm saying that I'm done for life.
I was a dude that would play through injuries, but like I said, I was such a terrible player. It really didn't matter. I don't guess. Like, you probably couldn't tell I was hurt or not. But like, man, my hat's off to him, man. Like, he's trying to keep their season alive. They haven't lived up to some people's standards. A lot of people spotted Missouri through the weeds early and was like, they ain't what everybody thinks they are. But I mean, they showed fight and they came back and they won in the SEC. You know, so hey, hats off to Missouri.
And so, Tony B, you are dang all right, because I haven't been doing no Georgia recruiting videos in a while because my time be crazy. So I really just been doing a lot of Alabama stuff, but I'm gonna eventually get back to all the recruiting stuff because time right now, football has taken over my life in a different way. But pay what you say. I agree. That's why I'm saying. That's why Terry, but whatever the guy name is, that's why he's going. There's a couple of guys on the sideline yesterday. They going to Georgia. Going to Georgia.
You don't think they don't want to be part of that, man? Like, there ain't no way if you're a guy that is talented enough to go play for Georgia and you watched that Georgia game yesterday, you don't want to be part of that. Shit.
And some of them guys that some guys are gonna flip to Georgia as well.
Sure.
Now, don't get me wrong, that's for all programs. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it's definitely some.
That's why I let you handle the recruiting talk. Like, I watch your videos and I keep up with it through you. I don't keep up with it no more because there's 2 signing days now, and guys will flip flop and they commit here and then they're over here. And I understand it because it is a big decision, but I don't invest into it until they sign.
Yeah.
Straight up, I just don't.
And with this national letter of intent thing, that's going out the window. So it ain't really like signing no more. I don't know what the hell are they doing. But it's some dudes that basically are, you got Elijah Griffin is a fucking horse, dude. Like,
yes, he is. He's scary.
Oh my God, he different. Oh my God, he different. That's what I'm gonna say.
And Justice Terry.
Justice Terry, man, y'all got some silent commits out there, man. Y'all got some silent commits out there. They're just going through the process, having fun. I know Bear Alexander hating every moment of his college life right now.
what's he going to do? Because he's redshirting now to transfer again at USC, right?
He's somebody I care less about what he does.
And Georgia could too, because they ain't missing him. 6-0 said, in my opinion, it's all about the coaching. The 2-star, 3-stars Vandy made our 4-star, 5-stars look like a football team on skirts.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. They played as a team.
And see that what they're forgetting about is not individually, man. If you do your job, do your assignment individually, it evolves into a team, but you can't have an individual mindset when it comes to team football. And 2-3-star recruits are willing to work hard than most of the 5 4-star recruits been told they've been the crap ever since Little League football. You the man, you the man, you the man, you the man.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Kamani McClain from Florida, he came in last night, got a big pick 6. But even with him, you seen the issues with him at Colorado. But even his high school coach came out and basically said something bad about him because he probably was somebody so talented, you really can't keep him off the field at that level. You know what I'm saying? But
that hurts to see, man. When you see a guy that's got all the athletic ability but don't try hard, that hurts. That's where I get the maddest as a fan. When you know what those guys are capable of and you don't see them trying to do it, that pisses me off more than any loss ever will.
Yup. Oh, boy, you just said something because Georgia good at doing this, taking a walk on and developing him and making him relevant and still hit the transfer portal.
Yep.
That
ain't no loyalty no more, man. Like, you get good coaching at the University of Georgia and you still hit the transfer portal. That's crazy to me because you got to think next level. Because if you play at a high level at Georgia, go to the NFL. In fact, the Eagles try to scoop up every Georgia player that leaves, and for a reason, because they're fundamentally coached well. They got good technique. Yeah, like there's a reason people go after those kind of guys, go after those Nick Saban era Alabama guys, because when they hit the league, there ain't nothing you're going to throw at them that they haven't seen before.
And that's why I used to say about it, like you said, the Nick Saban era players. Man, look, stay at Alabama, bro. When you get into when you get your NFL preparation going, listen, somebody going to entertain you because you play for a well-coached team, a well-coached program. Somebody going to entertain you. They know a Cam Sims was good, but they knew who came, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, and Waddle. They knew that group was in front of you. That doesn't take away from what you can be. And that's why Cam Sims, I don't know what he is now, but that's why a walk-on, he was starting it for the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? For some years, for a couple of years. And that's one of them crazy stories that stick to the process. Stick to good coaching, stick to a good program. And listen, it'll all pay out in the end. Listen, your dream seems real far if you don't reach for them. But if you reach for them, your dreams come a little bit closer. And remember, guys, y'all dream is the league, I hope. So all you got to do is reach. All you got to do is reach. And sometimes the places where you at, just reach. Just finish it out. And it'll come to you, man.
I've always heard, aim for the stars, land on the moon. You still made it somewhere. You know what I mean? Let's talk about something else just real quick. And I know you got to wrap up. I know you said you had to do a little bit shorter show today, but can we talk about Indiana?
For real?
They beat the brakes on Nebraska. And I didn't see – now, I thought they might beat Nebraska, but I didn't see that.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that score coming. I'm like, whoa.
Signetti is going to be coach of the year if he keeps this up, and well-deserved. Like, man, that team is playing hard right now.
Google him.
I win. Google me. Hey, that was a guy, man, that come from that Nick Saban coaching tree. People don't talk about that. Like he has taken what Saban. There was a particular play yesterday where they busted out a big run for a touchdown. They go up 28-0 in the first half, and the camera pans over to Signetti, and he's like this right here. He didn't give a damn. He seen something he didn't like. Like, they're never happy. They're never satisfied. They're always hungry, and their team plays like that too. They're always hungry. They don't live on what they just did. They live for what they can do, and there's a big difference in that mentality. Indiana, man, They better throw the bag and a half at that guy because I would want to keep him forever. I'd be like, what you need? New facilities? Let's see if we can't build you some. Because these kind of guys don't pass through Indiana every day. I mean, this is only the second time in school history that they've been 7-0. Ever. You got to make that guy. You got to make that guy happy and try to keep. And I hope he does stay there. I would love to see some of these other programs get boosted up and start something. I get tired of seeing these guys leave, and I don't blame them for chasing the money. But like, if you're Ohio State, you're looking at that guy and what he's doing, and you're going, I wonder what he could do with our talent. Because we got all the resources in the world, and we got all the money to throw at talent in the world. What could he do? But you know what? I don't know that he would go to an Ohio State and just throw money at everybody because he got a certain type of mentality player he wants.
And see, we talk about this all the time. I want a situation to happen exactly like this, where Ohio State, somebody offered that caliber of school offered this coach a hand. And it's a real offer.
Yep.
And he'd be like, nah, I'm staying in Indiana. I'm finna build Indiana to be that program they never have been before. When we talk about Indiana football, I want people in the past. I want people in the past, when they see this football team in the future, I want people in the past to be talking about Indiana football like they're talking about Indiana basketball in the past. I want this football. I want a coach to make a bold decision like that.
Yeah, I would love to see it, man. Like, I would love to see like Odom at UNLV stay and continue to build that program, and set a standard. That's what I want to see too. Let's don't just jump for the money. Let's jump or stay because of what we want to do. B Rob said in the chat, Tom Reed's got a good point. Iowa State is looking real right now. They came from behind yesterday and won again. Shout out to them. They're doing real things right now too. But B Rob said, I'm from Indiana. Hell, they could beat Bama. I ain't just saying that. I'll be honest with you. The way they play as a unit remards me of Vanderbilt right now. Yes, they lined up and they kept that attitude and they played as a team and did what it takes to win. Yes, they very well could beat Alabama because Alabama's playing like a bunch of me's.
It's all about attitude. When you play this game, it's all about attitude too, man. You got to have a certain type of attitude.
Yeah.
Like when they say find your reason to be pissed off, you know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. What you pissed off about today? Shit, she ain't put an extra slice of cheese on my grits this morning. Shit. Something.
You do. You got to play mad. You got to play like I'm getting disrespected. He said, who needs TDJ? Oh, man, NSJ, they got you taking us to the upper room.
No. Me and TD Jakes don't need to be in the same conversation right now.
Hung out with Diddy too much.
I'm about to say, unless you give me a private jet, but I don't know what he did for that private jet.
Nope. Don't want to know. How about that? All right. Shout out to Michelle, by the way. She had to peace out. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
We got to wrap it up. Sunday weekends is my time to cook dinner, so I got to get this Sunday dinner going. I think I'm going to fry some pork chops. I don't know. Might cook a little greens on the side, something. I don't know, man.
I'll be by later.
Huh?
I said, I'll be by later.
That's what's up. I got you a plate. How many chops you want? 1 or 2?
2.
You like a 2 type guy?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get this big by skipping. I get this big by turning it down.
But, man, I appreciate
Hey, do you got time just real quick? Yeah. They said, give me y'all's top 5 teams today.
Let's go. Oh, shit. Oregon.
Can't disrespect.
Oregon. I got to go with the Georgia Bulldogs, man. I ain't going to even flex. Miami, Clemson. Take that back. Oh, man. Oregon, Georgia. I hate this shit because there's so many things that go through my head.
I know it. You know you're going to look back and go, man, I forgot a team.
I want to say Army and Navy so bad. I want to
Me
say
too.
both of
I
them.
want to give them their due, man. They're playing good football, both of them.
I want to say them so bad, but it's hard to overlook Miami that being saved by the refs.
Yep.
But nah, they winning whatever. They still harder for me to overlook a Clemson right now. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
We just gotta my top 5 is not going to be projected what I think is going to happen in 5 weeks. My top 5 is going to be what do we see as of today.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like it's hard to predict the future. A lot of these teams probably won't sniff at a championship at the end of the year. So top 5 is rough, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oregon's undefeated and they beat a good Ohio State team. So I got to put them at 1 right now. I got Georgia at 2 as well. Beating Texas the way they beat Texas, who was undefeated.
I still want to put them at 1 for that. I still want to put them at 1 for that.
Me too, but I didn't want to disrespect Oregon, who doesn't have a loss yet.
Yeah.
Number 3, I got to put Ohio State there. They barely lost to Oregon. I don't trust their head coach. I really don't. I still got questions about their quarterback, but do I think we'll see that team in the playoffs? Yes, I do. Miami at 4, and they could climb that board if they beat Clemson in the ACC championship game. If Miami goes unscathed and beats Clemson in the ACC championship, look out, because that means they could probably play with just about anybody as well. Yeah. Number 5, that damn it, I'm putting Indiana up there. Let's do the damn thing. Let them have a ranking till they get there. If somebody beats them, they beat them, but let them have something.
Hey, you know what? I ain't even mad at my guy. I ain't even mad at him. He don't give a piss about nothing but Georgia.
He said, what would y'all rank Alabama after the loss yesterday?
115th.
They'd be outside my top 20 because I don't look at them as playing like a top 20 team right now. They're a team that's just scraping by. They're barely getting things done. They're losing games that they have the ability to win. The talent's there, but it don't make it down if it don't equal up on the scoreboard. So they'd be outside my top 20.
On the real talk, I give them 17 around in that time, like from 15 to 17, somewhere up in there. Honestly.
Sorry, I was reading the comments. Somebody said, "Right, they got too much hair dye on the brain."
Hey, I hope Ohio State get used to this wide receiver use stuff. Because my guy Brett Hartline, the wide receiver coach, I believe he's gonna be gone pretty soon, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to keep him.
That guy is that guy. That guy, I don't care what nobody say. That dude is that dude. Do I know what he does at the head coach position? I don't know, but
it's hard to say.
Yeah,
I think he needs to be an offensive coordinator first.
Yeah,
I never thought you should jump from position coach to head coach, but
yeah,
what I know.
And I'm not saying the head coach, but what I'm saying is, listen, they made him. He should have probably been the. They got Chip Kelly to be OC. They made him co-OC, but they really should have got dang on. Went in all on him. That's just showing like the belief in you should have had in him. Like, nah, you got this all the way fully. You got this fully as the OC, man. But Hartline, I believe he's finna be on the way out, man. I ain't hearing anybody talk about that, but it is something I've been seeing from Hartline the last couple of years. That dude is he's a developer. You can't deny the first round talent that he's been putting out in NFL. You can't even deny the first round talent that he has been able to get on one roster. He's been having at least 2 first rounders on the field at the same time.
I think that's why there is even more pressure on the head coach than there probably would have been, is the fact that they've had all these weapons over the years and 0 titles to show for it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Did UGA break Bama at halftime? Possibly.
I think Georgia at halftime called us some ugly names, made us look in the mirror, and then Vandy broke the mirror. That's what I think, man. Oh, we escaped against Georgia, and then Vandy put 40 on us and said, "You ain't who you think you are," and we ain't recovered since. And I hope to see us clean it up and come back and play some good football, because I'd like to see us finish strong. And I damn sure don't want to lose to Auburn. But
not at home anyway. Not never, but definitely not at home.
This man said, "Will Malachi Moore suspend the coach, the boy, after the loss?" Oh man,
we are the top. We are the top 10 to number 15. Okay.
Yeah, I think we jumped like 8 spots.
Okay. He said,
and I think they were nice to us. I think they were nice to us. We went from what, 7 to 15. I mean, that's considerate. I wouldn't put us at 15, but I'm also pissed off at them. So
yeah, exactly. You heard what I said, 17, but I'm really sold on 115th though. Just need to hear that. I'm pissed off too.
But anyways, I'm gonna shut up so you can get up out of here, because I know you got to go.
All right, man. I appreciate all y'all in the chat for tuning in. Jay Shots, appreciate you for coming in. Delmar Lane, Derek, Michelle Cargo. Man, I can't even do it. Eric D, Greg. Yeah, dang, I'm finna do it anyway. Brian, B-Raw, UGA, Chris, Tyree, all y'all. Hey, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Believe me, it doesn't go unseen. Tony B, everybody.
We talk about y'all behind the scenes when we ain't doing the show, because we appreciate y'all coming in here and adding to the show. Mean, straight up.
It means a lot too, especially when different fan bases can come in and chop it up, and we ain't talking crazy about each other, just doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? You see, we don't take the goddamn trolling, we don't take it to heart. Yeah, it's shit all fun the game. But I appreciate all y'all. Let me go get this food started. And Roll Tide, continue to like up. I'm gonna say it every week.
Roll Tide.
Horns out, whatever they do, because y'all went down too. But man, appreciate all y'all. We out. Until next time. Deuces.